All right. Welcome, folks, this evening. And I'll call the meeting to order. And would you like to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, Mary.
Olson.
Here.
Collins. Johnson.
Here.
Kellum.
Here.
Kopsinski.
Here.
Coburn.
Here.
Canopa.
Here. Okay, we have a few proclamations to read this evening. And the first one is Poppies for Veterans Day. And May 23rd to 25th, 2013, whereas the annual sale of veterans poppies by the American Legion Auxiliary of the United States has been official, recognized, and endorsed by governmental leaders since 1922. And whereas veterans poppies are assembled by disabled veterans, and the proceeds of this worthy fundraising campaign are used exclusively for the benefit of disabled and needy veterans and the widows and orphans of deceased veterans. And whereas the basic purpose of the annual sale of veterans poppies by the American Legion Auxiliary is eloquently reflected in the desire to honor the dead by helping the living. And whereas I enthusiastically invite all patriotic citizens to proudly wear a veteran's poppy as evidence of our continuing gratitude for the men and women of this country who have risked their lives in defense of the freedoms that we continue to enjoy as American citizens. Now therefore I, Sharon Canopa, Mayor of the City of Albany, Oregon, do hereby proclaim May 23rd through 25th, 2013 as Veterans Poppy Days in Albany, and urge all citizens of this community to recognize the merits of the deserving cause, to consider contributing generously to its support through the purchase of veterans poppies, and to proudly wear the symbol of appreciation for the sacrifices of our honored dead. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Albany to be affixed this 8th day of May, 2013. And in our audience, we have several representatives from the American Legion this evening. And I do believe they also have an upcoming event. And Charles, would you like to come to the podium maybe and tell us about the Legion? It's going to have their grand opening. Okay. So you need to go to the mic, and so it's Charles, for the record, it's Charles Driver.
Charles Driver.
That'd be fine, yes,
Okay.
if you want.
Charles Driver, 5050 Columbus Street, Southeast Albany, Oregon. Currently financial officer of the American Legion, soon to be commander. We've been working very hard this last several months to get this building open. We are there. We have the certificate of occupancy. We have the food license. We're ready to go except for our liquor license, and that's what we're here for tonight.
Okay.
It's a beautiful building. If no one's been out there yet, you ought to come out and see this building. It's gorgeous. It's the newest and the best in Oregon.
Wow.
Anything else you need from me?
And the date and the event?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
Uh-huh.
June 14th, 15th, 16th is our grand opening.
Okay.
We welcome all of you to come out and join our festivities.
And will it be open to the public
It
for
will
anyone?
be open to the public,
Okay.
yes.
Great.
We
Yeah.
open to the public a few times a year
Uh-huh.
because we are a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
But those days we will be open. We'll be serving food and giving tours and doing a lot of great things.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Well, congratulations. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Next, we have another proclamation. This is Older Americans Month, and it's from May 2013. Whereas 15,003 citizens aged 60 and over make their home in Benton County, 13,653 in Lynn County, and 14,345 in Lincoln County. And whereas the City of Albany is committed to valuing all individuals and recognizing their ongoing life achievements, and whereas the older adults in the City of Albany play an important role by continuing to contribute experience, knowledge, wisdom, and accomplishments, And whereas our older adults are active community members involved in volunteering, mentorship, arts and culture, and civic engagement, and whereas recognizing the successes of community elders encourages their ongoing participation and further accomplishments, and whereas our community can provide opportunities to allow older citizens to continue to flourish by emphasizing the importance of elders and their leadership by publicly recognizing their continued achievements, presenting opportunities for older Americans to share their wisdom, experience, and skills, recognizing older adults as a valuable asset in strengthening American communities. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Sharon Canopa, Mayor of the City of Albany, Oregon, do hereby proclaim May 2013 to be Older Americans Month in Albany, Oregon, and I urge every resident to take time this month to recognize older adults and the people who serve and support them as powerful and vital citizens who greatly contribute to the community. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Albany to be affixed this 8th day of May 2013. And I do believe there's probably many events that will be taking place too for this month, for Older Americans Month. And this also came from Cascade West Council of Governments that handle the administration for our senior services and disability services, and very active, many volunteers with that organization. Okay, next is another proclamation, which is Public Works Week, May 19th through 25th, 2013. Whereas public work services in our community are an integral part of our citizens' everyday lives, and whereas the support of an understanding and informed citizenry is vital to the efficient operation of public work systems and programs such as drinking water source, distribution, and treatment, wastewater collection and treatment, stormwater management, street maintenance, facilities maintenance, environmental and water quality services, engineering services, public transit, and airport. And whereas the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on these facilities and services, and whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated Public Works Department staff is dependent on the citizen support and understanding of the work they perform. Now therefore, I, Sharon Canopa, Mayor of the City of Albany, do hereby proclaim the week of May 19th through May 25th, 2013 as Public Works Week in the City of Albany, and I call upon all citizens and civic organizations to acquaint themselves with the issues involved in providing our public works and to recognize the contributions which public works officials make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and quality of life. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Albany to be affixed this 8th day of May 2013. And with that, Mark, we do really appreciate your staff and for all the amount of work they do to be able to provide that quality of life that as citizens of Albany we have. So thank you, and make sure you please send them our gratitude. Yeah, Floyd?
Sharon, while we have the veterans here, would you also comment on the honor flight activities that are happening?
Yes.
I believe it's the 18th.
I think May 18th, and that is going to be the movie that's down at the Pix Theater for the Honor Flight veterans, and it is $10 each for the tickets. There's only 200 that will be sold for the Pix. It's at 1 o'clock on May 18th that afternoon. Then there will also be one in Lebanon at the River Center that will, there's 800 tickets available for that one. Right, yeah, thank you. And this is where it will be able to raise money to be able to send some veterans back to Washington, D.C. And it's, I guess it's a very heartwarming movie that has been produced. And so we're really quite fortunate to be able to have wonderful community, a citizen in our community that put the pieces together to bring this movie to Albany. So I do hope many are able to attend. And you can be able to purchase tickets at Bertram's Metals. Where else was it, if I can remember right? Was the Legion selling them or not? The Pix would have them, yeah. So it seemed like there was another place.
It's my understanding the Pix is offering their facility at no charge. And
Right.
200 here and 800 there, and it's particularly to honor World War II vets, because we're having a diminishing number of surviving World War II veterans, and this is an opportunity to celebrate with them, honor them, and sponsor a time for some of them to be able to go back to D.C.
Yep. Many of them are very elderly, as I just had my father-in-law who's into the hospital today, but he's 92 and World War II Navy veteran. So, yeah, it'd be nice if he could be able to go to the movie, but I don't know if he's really up to being able to handle that. But yeah, so
I think
Okay.
a special thanks to the PICS and the Virgin's Medal for
Yeah.
underwriting this, making sure it happens.
yeah, that's great. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's it for proclamations. And next is business from the public. Is there anyone here this evening that would like to bring an item forward? Okay. Yeah, Jim.
Hi, Jim Clausen, 1403 15th Street, Albany. I have a little show and tell tonight. So I went the other week. We had a couple of weeks ago. One of the groups that came in from Corvallis talked about e-cigarettes and the hookah bars, the non-existent hookah bars in Albany. And when they did, they stated that children can get these things by going in the stores, and this myth was repeated in the Democrat Herald, as I was told by the person that I purchased this from. This is one of the e-cigarettes. On the front of the package, it says, contains nicotine, underage sale prohibited. And on the back side, just so in case you didn't read the front, it says, warning, this product contains nicotine, underage sale prohibited. Keep out of reach of children. This is contrary to what the people that presented their arguments against the e-cigarettes stated. They said that children can get these things easily. I'm going to pass this around. I'm going to show it to, give it to Nancy or Kathy. These have no smoke in them. They emit a vapor. There's no smoke in them whatsoever. So they're easily used as a substitute for cigarettes. And I think that we all want healthier people in the city. And if people want to choose to use a e-cigarette to promote their health, and I think that should be supported. The other thing that she mentioned was the hookah bars. It was interesting because I was sitting in Denny's and I was thinking about the hookah bars, and I looked around and there was all sorts of fat people in Denny's. I think it was some kind of fat hookah. They even had their version of an e-cigarette called Weight Watchers on the menu. Are we going to be looking into and sending Ray to, I believe Ray was appointed to be a liaison between these people and the city. I think you were awarded that position. Am I wrong on that?
Between the folks that are promoting this?
Yeah. Or not promoting that,
Or-
but promoting the thing from Corvallis. Anyways, are we gonna be sending people to Denny's and Weight Watchers to monitor what they're doing with their stuff? I think it's getting a little ridiculous. This is the way Michael Bloomberg started off in New York. They started with cigarettes and banning this and banning that. You can't buy a 16-ounce Coke. I think they just overturned that. They, for a while there, you couldn't buy a 16-ounce drink, soft drink in New York. They still have a salt ban in New York. He's banned all sorts of stuff in New York. Is that what the council plans on doing? Starting to ban things and ban activities, especially activities that aren't even doing what the groups that come to us say they're doing. These cannot be sold to minors. It's against the law. It says so right on the package. And the people that I bought this from made note of that fact. I asked them. And then they're wanting us to make recommendations and regulations about bars that don't even exist. We don't have one in Albany. As far as I know, there's nobody planning on making any hookah bars in Albany. It's these groups like this, these progressive groups like this, that they start and they get one little foot in the door by getting some agreement, and then they progress into the next step. And they've always got another step and another step and another step, and all they do is wear away at our rights. And we have to be careful about these things. Otherwise, you end up with mayors and councils that ban sodas and salt. And in San Francisco, they banned Happy Meals, the toys in the Happy Meals. Is this where we're heading to? I really don't want to see that. I think we're better than that. I think the people in this city have enough common sense to do what they think they should be doing and keep it legal and keep it above board and do what they need to do without too much regulation.
Okay, thank you. Right, anyone else from business from the public? Okay. Next, council, is adoption of the consent calendar. Is there any items that you would like to have pulled off this evening for discussion? Or if not, I'll entertain a motion to...
I'll make a motion for adoption of the consent calendar.
Your Honor, I'd like to pull number 5 just for one question.
Number 5, okay. Was there any other numbers? So, Bill, your motion...
So I'll make a motion for adoption of the consent calendar, except for item number 5.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay, all right. Number 5, Bessie, that's on page 48?
Yeah, and actually, it was just a question that we have been discussing recently anyway about the communication and everything, you know, between the different agencies and whatever, and I just wondered if we're okay with the dispatch and all of that. I just want maybe an update.
Sure. I think Chief Bradner is better qualified to comment than I am, although we've had discussions and I think feel good about, you know, the situation with this, and we have routinely in the past extended this. In fact, John came to me and said, could we just extend this? And I thought, well, anytime we're doing a contract of this nature, I think it's good that it comes before the council. So, but John, you may want to add your thoughts on it.
And this is a continuation of the current contract that's been in place since 1990.
Right.
Which prior to that, it went back about 3 years. I believe it was 1987 when they first started doing 911 dispatch in the county. And as far as we're concerned, yeah, we're perfectly happy with it. It's working well. We have a good working relationship with them, and we'd like to continue that.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure that everything, you know, all the communication that we have, you know, as far as equipment and everything like that, we have no problem with that.
No.
All right, sounds good. So with that, I would just make a motion that we approve number 5 in the consent calendar.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay. Next is award of bid, and this is for pipe bursting project. Is there anything you wanted to mention on that, Mark?
Well, this is just one of our projects where we're addressing the worst pipes that we have in town, and we have several ways we do that through this pipe bursting. We also do a lining process, and then there are some pipes that are in such bad shape that we actually have to do open cut repair. There's a little bit of open cut repair on this project. It's within budget. Councilor Kellum had asked at the last meeting if we could show maps up on the screen and for TV. We are working on that, and we're trying to work out just the logistics of that. We weren't able to get it for this meeting, but hopefully soon. I'd entertain any questions you have on the project.
Two quick questions. I'm inferring from the bids that we received, there's no local contractors that have the expertise to possibly bid on this?
Well, yeah, there's not anyone who actually responded. Pipe bursting is no longer, at one time it was kind of a specialized method of construction. That is not the case so much anymore. A lot of contractors have that experience. We didn't have a local contractor.
Okay. And the last little question, I noticed on the map itself, everything is predominantly up near on Queen, but there's one little tiny mark down, way down here. Was that's accurate?
That
is part of
that is accurate.
Okay.
We're doing our best to cluster these projects and yet also hit what are essentially the worst pipes. And so we have that one outlier,
Thank
so
you.
to speak.
Just amazing how that can be done now. So much nicer. Yeah. Yeah, Rich?
When you're lining a pipe, and I presume you're talking sewer lines at this point,
That's correct.
how much diameter do you lose?
It's probably in the order of quarter to half inch. It's actually, once that material they put in there gets the heat to it, it kind of shrinks up. It sort of melts in place, if you will. So probably about a half inch. The good thing about that is that material is a lot smoother generally than other materials, so you don't really lose any capacity. Yeah.
I did want to mention the map that you folks made for me is working great. I now can see everything I wanted to see on my wall. It's 8 feet tall and about 6 feet wide, and all those things are all over it. It's great.
Oh, good. Okay, council, what would you like to do with this item?
I would move approval of the bid of $239,390 to the low bid K&R Plumbing.
Second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carried. And next is on page 59, that's approval of agreement amendment, the Albany Station Pathway.
And this amendment is adding some additional funding for completion of that pathway project. You'll see a map of that on page 60 in your packet. It's a project that's been underway for many years. We had some initial funding through ODOT, and it's actual federal money that's filtered through ODOT. That funding was not enough to complete the project. We were successful in getting these additional funds so that we can complete the project. I was informed this week by ODOT, while we have the project pretty much all designed and ready to go, the ODOT paperwork process, we won't get our final money and agreement out of them until late fall, so construction probably happens next summer.
I'd move the
Question?
requested action on page 59.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay, thank you, Mark. And next is Oregon Public Works Emergency Response Cooperative Assistant Agreement on page 70.
So this is an agreement that ODOT sponsors, and it doesn't commit the City of Albany to any action or requirement, but it does give us the opportunity to work well with other agencies in case of emergency. It kind of lays some groundwork for interagency help. Obviously, if there was an emergency where we had resources that could help another community, just as we hope they would help us, we're willing to help them. This lays that groundwork. Again, no commitment for the city to do anything, though, but it does open that door for us.
Yeah, Ray?
Just a snide comment. Will it help them work with us, ODOT?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. And just for the record, we have a long history of working together during emergencies with other agencies, including ODOT. And, generally it works pretty smoothly. I mean, people really do tend to step up to the plate, and of course our community has sent help as far as away as, Biloxi, was it? Where does John go? He left, I guess. But in any event, we've typically cooperated and assisted other communities when they've had a need, and I think we could reasonably expect to see the same should we suffer an emergency. So I think it's a very important thing to do.
Move the requested action on page 70.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor, oops, Dick? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. All right. Boy, we are just cruising this evening, so we did get that approved for you, so you're all set, so. Yes, yeah, thank you. Business from the council, and Bessie, anything this evening?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay, Bill? Dick? No? Rich?
Nothing, Your Worship.
Okay, yeah. I feel like it's kind of a religious thing or something whenever I...
Just wrong day.
Yeah.
Wrong day.
Yeah, so Ray?
No.
Okay, Floyd?
No, thank you.
Okay, and I didn't, but Wes, you did, so.
A couple of brief items to report. First of all, our visitors from New Zealand, I delivered them to the airport, leaving Albany at 3:30 a.m. on Sunday to get them to the airport. They're in Washington, D.C. right now, and they had a great experience. If you want to read their blog commentaries on their experience here, they are available at the ICMA website, so it's icma.org. If you're interested in hearing how Jenny and Stephanie, we are in the process. They did a report for us that they presented to me last Friday, and we're getting that ready, and we'll have it posted on our website. And it contains sort of a New Zealander's view of things we might do differently or better, which is what we asked them to do. They were very complimentary of the city as a whole, but they had some ideas that I think that we might want to pay some attention to. So folks will have a chance to see that on our website.
Particular ones that caught your fancy?
Well, one of the things that they talked about was getting the message out better. They said, for them it was surprising to them that we don't put our awards in very visible places, that, the city has won a lot of awards for a lot of different reasons, and that they're kind of hidden away in different parts of the building instead of being out where the public can actually view them. Yeah, you're right. In some cases that's true. Well, and of course we have policies here about what is displayed in our main corridors. Typically, the Arts Commission, sort of takes an important role in determining what appears on the walls of City Hall, and so there's a little bit of a conflict there. But that was one thing that they thought might be important. They talked about different ways that we might get information to the public. They felt that we in some ways are not as effective at it as they are. And some of these are cultural differences too. For example, when they came, this tie is a good example. This is the city council or the district council tie from Waipa District Council in New Zealand. And well, I don't know, but they had one extra apparently. But they have things like ties and keychains and pens, and they use a lot of promotional materials. And in our culture, we have a tendency to be a little more conservative about that. I think the public doesn't necessarily like its dollars being spent on marketing tools, if you will. And at least that's been my sort of understanding throughout my career. But again, I don't have the report memorized by any means, but I think they made some good suggestions, and they were very. It was amazing to them how open our meetings are. The fact that they're televised, streamed live on the web, the fact that anyone can come and talk to the council. They said in their meetings, they're basically closed to the public, and the public has they don't even have room for the public to sit. That was something I've seen in like when I was in Ireland some years ago, I was visiting a council chamber, and I looked around and said, "Where does the public sit?" And they said, "What do you mean?" It was sort of like, why would we want that? And again, you have some cultural differences, but sometimes it's good to see yourself through the eyes of people from a different culture and place. So they were a delight to have here, both very professional people, and it was really a pleasure to work with them during the 2 weeks they were here. Yesterday, I just got back from going down to Arizona to do the background check on our new chief of police, and I'm proud to report that everything that we believed, everything that we had seen through the selection process, which was pretty rigorous, was confirmed by that visit. I'd also like to just commend the hospitality of the Mesa, from the city of Mesa. They were just wonderful people down there. They were very sad to be losing what they consider to be one of their best employees, but they were all very gracious with their time, very effusive with their praise, and all assured us that we were getting a really outstanding new chief of police. We sent the contract to him today. He has a couple of, he's doing, it's sort of perfunctory, but all police department members go through a psychological evaluation and a medical exam. He will complete those next week. We'll sign the contract, I hope, as soon as we get the results on those. And he's looking to be aboard by July 1. So I've done a lot of background checks. I did the same thing when we hired our last chief, and I didn't hear anything negative about Chief Boyd either when we hired him, and I think it was pretty much the same this time as well. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard any higher praise for an employee than we did for Chief Latanzio. So, Jim, did you want to say anything about the negotiations relative to the ballot initiative, or is it premature?
I think it's premature. I would anticipate that we might have something to report at the next meeting.
Okay.
Right, is that it? Okay. And Marilyn, did you have anything? Staff, have anything?
Just a reminder, the big pickup week from Saturday.
Okay.
Show up at the Expo Center at 8:30 and we'll put you to work and feed you when you're done.
Yeah. Okay. Mark has something.
Just real quick, I got notice yesterday from ODOT that there's going to be a nighttime closure on the Ellsworth Street Bridge for 2 nights. It's planned for May 29th and May 30th between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. They were going to be closing Ellsworth Street, and Lion Street will become a 2-way detour. There was some structural damage done to one of the girders, which they did a temporary fix to. This is a permanent fix. I expect there will be a public notice once that's nailed down. This was actually an advisory that went out to the trucking industry. So just giving you the heads up. May 29th and 30th, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. is the planned closure.
Okay, all right, thank you. Marilyn, we don't have work session on Monday, right, the 13th? We had that down at one time and changed it.
No, we don't.
Okay.
That was supposed to be the joint meeting with the Lynn County Commissioners, but that's June 3rd.
Okay. And
Next
then
work session is the 20th.
the 20th, and regular session's the 22nd, but we have next week budget meetings. So is that
Correct.
3 nights?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they are going to begin at 6:30, is
Right.
it? Each night. So council is, next week is budget hearings, so. Okay, and anybody have anything else? All right, with that, we are adjourned, and thank you folks for attending. Okay, thank you.